Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to a Wednesday night stream. Yeah, Wednesday night. Haven't done one of these in a long while. It's been cool. I think the last stream that I've done on this channel had to be Christmas Eve, and this is the first stream I've done for 2024 on the channel. And yeah, it's been a long time coming. Reason why there hasn't been a stream is because I decided to take a bit of a backseat. To be honest, like the weekly streams were kind of burning me out a bit. But I've been wanting to do one for a little while now. Was going to do one last week, but stuff came up, and I've been getting the bug for it. Been wanting to do it for a little while, and I thought tonight I'd start off by doing a solo stream, getting back into it, and seeing what it's like. It's been a long while, and I have missed it a lot, and been looking forward to today doing a stream, chatting with you guys about. Oh no, the computer's gone wrong. No, 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 no. What's going on here? Dear me, hang on. Are we back? I think we're back. Wow, that's a great start to the stream with not even a minute live, and I've already been kicked off. But yeah, decided to take a little bit of a break, but I want to start doing the streams now. They might be every week, they might be every fortnight, but I'm definitely going to be doing a good handful every month. Missed it a lot and cannot wait to do some more. Hope you all been doing well. I'd like to wish you all a happy 2024. Yeah, 2024. Apologizing for this. I don't know why the internet is so terrible. I think the reason is because my laptop's updating as well. Yeah, I probably should have updated my laptop before doing the stream, but I do apologize for it. But yeah, a lot has happened in the movie business. A lot of films have been announced. A lot of trailers have come out. We've literally just had the Super Bowl, and a lot of people have been talking about that. A lot of the trailers there, specifically Deadpool 3. But for me, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. I'm sure that a lot of you will be commenting about that. But as always, just leave a load of questions. Ask me anything you like, movie, game, anything related. We'll have a good old chat about it. And as we haven't got any guests on, here's a little thing. As a homework film, why don't you guys recommend me some films in the comment section down below? Put some films in the comment section down below, and the ones I haven't seen, I'll put in a poll, and one that gets the most votes, I'll watch and talk about on the next stream. How about that? So say that if you, for argument's say that new film Iron Claw, if you put that down and that got the most votes, I would go and see it, whatever, and then talk about it next week. What I've been watching recently, not a lot actually. I've been getting more into video games, getting back into that, playing loads of different games that I've been wanting to play. There's been a lot of great stuff coming out recently, and some games that I missed on the latter half of last year that I want to play. And yeah, I've been enjoying them. I've been playing a lot of Switch, a lot of PlayStation, been playing the new tech, and then that is absolutely brilliant. Did go and see The Holdovers, thought that was an absolutely wonderful film. It's just a shame that it came out in January. What a weird time to release it. They should have released it in December or at least November. Did go and see Poor Things. That was a lot of fun. Never saw so much of Emma Stone in all my life, but I weren't complaining. Do want to go and see that Iron Claw. That does look really good. And we've got Dune coming out in a couple of weeks as well. So there's quite a few good films coming out. And I see that we got a new Godzilla King Kong trailer just released like a couple of hours ago as well. But I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're all having a lovely day. So I'll just drink this and then we'll get into the comments. So yeah, it'll just be me for tonight. May get some guests on later on. I don't know. Probably won't be a long stream tonight. Probably only be for a couple of hours or 3. We'll see how it goes. And then next time we'll get some guests in and have a chat. So without further ado, let's get into the comments. So first up, we have Andy Like Stuff here, or he's now called Andy's Cardboard Star Wars. So good to see the streams back, Pete. It's good to be back, Andy. I've been wanting to do one for a little while. I've been on Scott's stream last week. Really made me want to do one even more. Pardon me. I literally just had my food. I had a nice spaghetti bolognese, and yeah, probably should have had that a little bit earlier. But as for videos on the channel, I'm going to be doing some haul videos. I've got literally loads of games to show, and as well as loads of films. There's a few films that I did pick up today from Amazon because they had a small 88 film sale, and there's a couple of new releases that I wouldn't mind getting as well. Next up here, we have Minhaju here saying, "Evening, guys. Hope you're all well. Over the weekend until now, I have watched Maniac Cop 1, 127 hours, and Buried with Ryan Reynolds. Well, I hope you're doing well, Minhaju, and thanks for watching, and thanks for being a great supporter of the channel. I have seen Maniac Cop 1, and it's a great little slasher. I think Bruce Campbell's really good in it. Very creepy film, pretty brutal. I've heard the sequels aren't too bad either, but it's a pretty short film at about 80 minutes, and it is definitely one of the more underappreciated slashers of the 80s. 127 Hours, that's the one with James Franco, isn't it? The Danny Boyle one. Remember that one, quite enjoyed that one. I think it's always well known for that one iconic scene. But I think that's definitely up there with one of his best titles. Not as good as Trainspotting, but still a very good film. And I think it did win quite a few awards when it originally came out. And Buried with Ryan Reynolds is quite another underrated film, especially by him. As he's more known for his flamboyant comedy action films, this one's a little more sedate, a little more grounded. Well, actually, is Buried, hence the title. And yeah, he's really good in it. Minhaju, there's a really good sort of comedy horror with Ryan Reynolds called The Voices. I highly recommend that. That is such a refreshing and a lot of fun film. Feels like a film that came out in the 80s, to be honest. Very underrated. Nobody ever talks about it. Minhaju also says Inside from 2008, an American remake of the French film starring Rachel Nicholas, which I really enjoyed. Two great Halle Berry thrillers, The Call and Kidnap. Wow, seen any of those? I haven't seen Inside, but I remember the original French one. I've heard that's quite brutal, if that's the one I'm thinking of. I have seen The Call with Halle Berry, and that's a pretty respectable little thriller. I haven't seen Kidnap though, but I do like Halle Berry, and she's a really good actress, so I may give Kidnap a go. But hope you enjoyed it, mate. Minhaju says, Mind Ripper, is that a sequel to Hills Have Eyes 2? Is it canon to the series of films some people class as a sequel? I have never heard of Mind Ripper, but if it's a sequel to The Hills Have Eyes, especially the original Wes Craven one, I'm going to admit something there. I do not like that original film one little bit. Didn't like it at all. It was too cheesy, too very annoying. The characters were unlikable. I've heard the sequel is pretty bad as well. It pretty much just uses loads of stock footage from the first film just to make a second film. I did enjoy the remake though. The remake was really good, and I've heard the remake sequel is also not too bad either. We've got Minhaju here also saying, "Oh my god, what's your thoughts on the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer and the trailer for Godzilla X Kong? I'm so buzzing and I'm so hyped. Just in all my most anticipated films of the year." Well, Godzilla X Kong, I did watch the trailer literally before going live, and it looked not too bad. I'm not entirely hyped for it because I wasn't huge over the original. I did like it, but I'm not too fussed about the sequel. I will probably watch it, but I've had my Godzilla fix, to be honest, with Godzilla Minus One, which I thought was a thoroughly enjoyable film with a great story. And one thing that a lot of these Hollywood Godzilla King Kong films lack, good human characters. But it's got Dan Stevens in it. He's a great actor. And some of the returning faces from the original film as well. So, yeah, I'll give it a go, but it's definitely not high on my priorities. As for Deadpool and Wolverine, a lot of talk's been going on about this one. A lot of hype of who's going to be in it, what was going to be shown at the trailer, and they kind of went for a little bit more sedate with the trailer than what a lot of people was expecting. A lot of people were expecting cameos galore or some sort of meta showing from the Super Bowl to say that it was now live on the internet. But it was a cool little trailer. It doesn't really show much of Wolverine, but looks to be fun, and it's still containing that same sort of like R-rated style that Deadpool's known for. Seems like Disney has certainly let them have free reign. Got Min Harju here saying, and also, oh my god, have any of you guys seen the official announcement for Marvel Studios on Fantastic Forecast with a poster? Yeah, I did see that. They did announce it today. Actually, the casting did get leaked a couple of weeks ago with Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. And yeah, I'm happy with the casting. I know a lot of people have been hoping for John Krasinski and his wife as well, but I think they did a good pick there. And it's also got the guy from Stranger Things as well, and the other chap who's playing the Thing. I think he was in the Punisher TV series, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I think it's a good casting. And the film has been given a release date of summer next year, which kind of surprised me. I know this film has been in the works for absolute years, so I'm glad to see that they're pushing it through and getting it through quite quickly. So we have Minhaju here saying, I'm so glad you're back, though, Pete. The prodigal son returns. Why, thank you ever so much, Minhaju. It is great to be back. It's been a long while, and I have missed it. So I'm looking forward to getting back into the streams, getting some guests on, and getting chatting about films. It's been too long. Got Mac Chats here saying, "Well, chap show, the hell are you, Pete? Good to see you back on the pigs." Back on the pig's back. I don't think I've been on the pig's back. Pig's back. Ugh. But yeah, it's good to be back, Mac Chats. Hope you're doing well, my friend, and thank you for watching. Mac Chat says, "What are you making of the Deadpool trailer? You appear to have sawed yourself while unconscious." I wasn't unconscious. Bit had me laughing my whole off. Yeah, that was really funny, and I quite liked the whole pagan joke at the start. It was like the whole pointing the finger at Disney. If they can do plenty of jokes at Disney's expense, that would be good to see. I think that's definitely needed. Deadpool 3 is a very important film for Marvel because after the Marvels, Ant-Man, and the TV shows being a bit stale, we need some good Marvel content. And I think the three main ones are this, Daredevil, Born Again, and Captain America. If they can get Captain America and Deadpool and Daredevil right, then I think a lot of fans will be more on board with their stuff. And hopefully, with Kevin Feige being given back his power, this will happen. So we have King of the Arcades, Derek here. So hello there, Derek. Well, I assume that's your name. Hello, Playtendoguy, long time watcher, first time commenter. Really happy I can watch live. Why, thank you ever so much. Thank you for joining the stream and thank you for leaving a comment. It says, thoughts on Steve Wright's death? Sad news indeed. Steve Wright. I'm honestly having. I'm drawing a blank here. So, hang on a minute. Yep, is he the radio? Oh yeah, the radio star. Yeah, I do know who he is. BBC Radio 2, I think. Oh, yeah, very sad news. Very sad news. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, he presented BBC Radio 2 for like years. So, yeah, very sad news indeed. Again with Carl Weathers the other week. That was heartbreaking. That came out of nowhere as well. I mean, he was having like a second renaissance period with like The Mandalorian, gaining a whole new era of fans. So sad. What a great actor. But yeah, definitely sad news about Steve Wright. Rest in peace. We got King of the Arcades. Derek says, "What's your thoughts on the cancellation of Kyoto versus Acme?" Kyoto? Coyote. Is that Coyote versus Acme? WB cancelling stuff again. Yeah, I think I've heard of that one. Yeah, that was announced quite a few years ago. Nothing came to fruition, but they did announce that they were cancelling it and they were going to sell it off to other companies, but nobody else wanted it, I don't think. It's a shame because I've heard that it was supposed to be quite good. But on about Steve Wright here on the news now. But yeah, it is a shame that they're cancelling stuff, but I gather it's for tax fun. But it had John Cena in, and I think John Cena's a lot of fun anyway. So it's a shame that I probably won't see a light of day, but maybe someone will come in at the last minute and pick it up. So next up, we have Mac Chat saying that Madam Web film is getting roasting. Looks about as enticing as catching a festering dose of rancid piles. Oh, fuck. Yeah, when this film was first announced, I was like, Madam Web, really? Seems like another shit show from Sony. They just don't understand what to do with these Sony Spider-Man spin-offs. They're so desperate to get that Marvel money, they're just releasing anything. I know there was Craven the Hunter the other month that had a trailer, but then got delayed indefinitely. I thought the trailer looked all right to that, and I do like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but there's no news of that one. Am I going to see Madam Web? Definitely not. I have really no interest in it. Venom 3, I do like the Venom film. Well, the first one, the second one isn't good, so I'll see that. But this one, Madam Web, I don't think it'll do well at all. I think this is destined to be another big box office flop. I did remember reading like an interview or an article saying that Dakota Johnson, who plays Madam Web, was kind of misled into Sony by Sony saying it was actually an MCU film. And she was like, oh, I can't wait to be in it. And then it turned out it was just a Sony film. But I did see a trailer for it in the cinema, and my word, the dialogue looked awful. It sounded awful. They haven't done any of the trailers either, just one trailer. We've got King of the Arcades, Derek saying what games and films are you playing and watching currently. Um, well, films I did talk about a little bit earlier. There's a few films that I do want to catch up over the week. As for games, I have been playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, which is like a visual novel where you play as a lawyer trying to stop people getting accused of murder. That's really fun. Playing the new Tekken 8, great game, and also playing Dead Cells as well. Nice little mix of games. And also saying, any games you're looking forward to on playing Suicide Squad? It's fun. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying Suicide Squad. Honestly, nothing about that game really entices me. It looks pretty boring, to be fair, I must admit. But I'm glad that you're having fun with it. Games I'm looking forward to, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's about it at the moment. That is the next big game that I'm looking forward to. I'm sure there's something coming out in March. Rise of the Ronin for PS5. And I'm sure there'll be some more Switch games coming as well. Thank you for the comment as well. So we have Edward here. Evening, hope you're all well. Happy New Year. What's your thoughts on movie trailers from the Super Bowl? Well, hello, Edward. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And thank you for joining. The Super Bowl, I did watch the trailers. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Deadpool 1, really good. They did show the Quiet Place Day 1 trailer, and that looks all right. I do think they're kind of stretching the Quiet Place series a little bit thin there. There's only so much you can do with a film with no speaking. I did see the trailer for Twisters, and that was quite a surprise. I do like the original one with Bill Paxton, and I thought this idea of a sequel was a little bit stupid, but it looks like it could work. It could be another fun little blockbuster film, and it's also got Glenn Powell in from Top Gun Maverick, who I think is such a great actor and could be on to bigger and better things. So yeah, sign me up for that one. I'm looking forward to that one. It kind of looks like Ghostbusters, but instead of Ghostbusters, they're trying to bust tornadoes. I think it was a Despicable Me one that looked pretty good, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes looks immense. It looks absolutely stunning. It does. I'm really excited for that. I do love the Planet of the Apes trilogy that recently came out, and this looks to be a very good companion piece to it. There's a sequel set about a few hundred, if not 1,000 years after the events of War of the Planet of the Apes. Oh, and there was also a trailer for Wicked, the Wizard of Oz musical thing. Never had no interest in musicals, but it did look really nice. It did look really good. So that could be one to look out for. We have Mike here from Did You See That saying, hi Pete mate, hope you're doing well. Hey Mike, hope you're doing well, my friend, and congratulations on your new endeavors for your channel. It's good to see you doing some watch alongs. Looked like you had a lot of fun the other day, and I also enjoyed your McDonald's tasting videos. I did try the new McDonald's Kit Kat McFlurry. That is delicious. The strawberry one. I think it's strawberry, probably raspberry. We have Mac Chats here saying 2 trailers landed for new horror films that look like Megan. Imagine about a killer teddy bear, and Abigail about a little girl who's more than a little girl. She's not human. They look good. I have heard of Imagine. Isn't that the new film by Blumhouse? I think it just shows like a teddy bear. I don't know why it kind of reminded me of It Follows. It might actually be due to the font of the actual poster. But I haven't seen a trailer for that one, but it doesn't surprise me that they're going to try and capitalize on the success of Megan. As for Abigail, I did see the trailer for that, and that does look really good. Actually, I'm kind of looking forward to that one. It's got the guy from Better Call Saul in. I cannot remember the guy's name for the life of me, but he's really good. And there's a couple of other famous actors in it. It looks like a lot of fun, and yeah, definitely one on the radar. We've got Sai here saying evening. Evening, Sai. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining. We've got Bristolian Dave saying, all right, me babbers. All right, Dave. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thanks for joining. Bristolian Dave says, glad to see you all right, mate. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's just been quite a busy and hectic past few months. And like the streams, I've enjoyed them, but like 6 to 8 hours, I probably can't do them anymore. Dave says maybe considering shortening streams to 2 hours might help avoid the burnout. I know sometimes you've gone for like 6 hours. Yeah, I remember there was a spate like every week we were doing 8 hours, and whilst it was fun, it absolutely killed me in the morning. And yeah, I just can't keep doing it. I think I've done like a weekly stream like every week for nearly 2 years, probably, or at least 1.5 years. And like, wow, it's hard to look back on it and think how I could manage to do that. But I've enjoyed it. I've had such a blast doing it. But I was like really neglecting myself with sleep and that. But I do think like doing a 2 to 3 hour stream once a fortnight, once a week is probably the best thing to do. We have Mac Chats here saying solo tonight, Pete. Yeah, riding solo tonight. It's my first stream back, so I'm just going to take it a little bit easy, just get back into the swing of things because it's been a little while, and I don't know whether I'm rusty or not. We've got Mike here saying, I can understand how you feel, Pete. I was feeling the burnout of Z Talk, so that's why I put it on hiatus. Glad to see you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing quite well. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well, mate. And yeah, I look forward to the return of Z Talks for your channel as well. That was always a pleasure and a joy to be on it. It's such a wonderful stream that you do. Again, loads of different people from all across the community, from all across the world, and we have a fun little chat for a few hours. It is a truly wonderful work, and I salute you for how you can get all these people on the stream at the same time and managing the time slots so perfectly well. It'd be great to get you back on the stream, Mike. It's been ages since we chat, and I'd love to join Z Talks again. It's been a long while. So we have Sorry Saying Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. You know what? I've never seen that. I've heard a lot of people talk about that one, saying it's quite good. That's the boxing film, isn't it? I've heard it's not a bad little film. And I do like Joel Edgerton, so that's a great little pick there. Spaghetti Man. Yeah, this is the one that Mike did the watch long for. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Mike says, yes, sorry, Spaghetti Man. Is it good? We have Sorry saying it's my new favourite. Wow. So we have Mike saying, I'm debating getting there's a Blu-ray of it, German Blu-ray of Spaghetti Man. Let me have a look at this thing. Spaghetti. Well, it's come up Spaghetti Bolognese, Spaghetti Man film. It's from 2016. It's actually got quite a decent Rotten Tomatoes score of like 60%. Wow. Wow. Wait a minute. An apathetic man becomes a superhero with the power of spaghetti after his microwave malfunctions. Masking his identity with a brown paper bag over his head, he sets off to fight crime as long as he's paid for his heroics. Okay, kind of reminds me a bit of, is it Blank Man with Damon Wayans? That kind of gives me that sort of vibes, but I'm gonna gather it's better. Wow, it looks interesting. It looks interesting. Maybe I'll give it a watch if it gets picked. If it gets picked, I'll certainly give it a watch. Where can I watch it, Mike? Is it on YouTube or do I have to get a copy of the film? We have Andy's Cardboard Star Wars here saying, "What's your favorite Carl Weathers film?" Really sad him passing so young. Yes, he looked really good for his age. That's the thing. He was in Mandalorian season 3, and he looked really good for his age. He did very young for like 78, wasn't he, or 76? Such a shock. And yeah, I still can't get over it. Very important actor. I mean, obviously, Rocky as Apollo Creed, him and Stallone just made those films. So I think when he got killed off in Rocky 4, that kind of lost a bit of the heart of the Rocky film, shall I say. Whilst I do think it made for a powerful film, especially with him being killed off, the other films lost a little bit, I think, without him in it. I tell you one that I do enjoy, Action Jackson. That is a lot of fun. That is a great little film, and I would like to pick that one up on Blu-ray. So I'd say Action Jackson, the Rocky films, and obviously Commando. But he was also in Arrested Development, and he was also in that golf one with Andrew Sandler, Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore. Yeah, he was in that, I think. But yeah, very talented bloke. One of the best of the 80s, definitely. So sad. So he says, Mike, you have to buy Spaghetti Man on Blu-ray. Does it come with a voucher for a free pot noodle or something? We got Matt Chat saying, what did you pick up in the 88 sales, Pete? Any recommendations? Well, I picked up the box set of The Long Arm of the Law. It's on the sale on Amazon, and looks like it's going to be like a brutal Chinese drama thriller, and the trailers seem to be good. The unboxing for it seemed to be quite nice, and the reviews seem to be positive. So I'm looking forward to that. The Inspector Always Wears Skirts. That one's got Cynthia Rothrock in it, so I'm looking forward to that one. And also got Hard Boiled 2, even though I haven't even seen the first Hard Boiled yet. But I do like 88 films, and they're slowly getting up to Arrow now as my sort of favourite boutique label. They've really released some good stuff. And I do think they're quite reasonably priced. I think Arrow's put up their prices just a little bit, whereas 88 films have stayed the same, and you still get quite a bit in it for the price. I know they did release Invasion of the Body Snatchers this week in a really nice big box set, and I was tempted to pick it up, but I still have the Blu-ray, so I might wait for a discount for that. I don't know. I'll wait to see what the 4K picture quality is like on that. But yeah, there's a lot of great stuff on 88 films. There's cool. There's a really good thriller that's really underrated. If you can pick it up in the sale, Mac Chats, highly recommended. It's called On the Run. It's so good. It's only about 80 minutes, but it's a perfectly paced thriller that really is quite shocking at times, the amount of violence in it. And also Righting Wrongs, which is a true delight. And you can also pick your own ending for that one. There's like about 6 different endings to that film. Andy says, yeah, Pete, I changed my YouTube name due to making so much Star Wars stuff and putting them on my channel. Wow, fantastic stuff. I'll have to check that out. Getting back into Star Wars a bit myself now. Really did enjoy the Ahsoka series, and over the weekend rewatched Rogue One, and what an amazing film that is. I absolutely love it. Such a great film. And the best thing Disney's done with the Star Wars license. Has anybody actually seen Andor, the TV series? Is that any good? You have to tell me. We've got Edward here saying, what's your thoughts on Deadpool 3 and the new title and trailer? I think everybody's going to refer to it as Deadpool 3 because that's what it's been known as or thought to be called for ages now. But I do like the name Deadpool and Wolverine. It's pretty cool. It's nice to see the first mutant actually get their name into the film. This is the first like mutant X-Men film in the MCU, so that's cool. And again, the trailer looks pretty good. Doesn't reveal too much, and I like it for it. I do worry about this film because, like, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness got so many people guessing who's going to be in it and was quite disappointed with it. So I'm going to go in with like slightly tempered expectations so I don't get disappointed with it. But yeah, definitely will be a day one watch for me to avoid spoilers, if anything else. Mac Chat says Maniac Cop 2, that's what you should watch. Ooh. Am I right in thinking Bruce Campbell's back in Maniac Cop 2? If that's true, I definitely will want to see it. So I says the only trailer I've been excited about is the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Guy Ritchie does Inglorious Bastards. It looks awesome. I saw that trailer, and you know what? It does look pretty darn good. But it's got Henry Cavill in, and that Argyle trailer really didn't do nothing for me. But this looks quite good. It's got a good cast in it as well. It's got the guy who plays Reacher, and I'm not huge into Guy Ritchie stuff, but I do like the time period of it, and it seems to be quite funny with some really cool violence in it. Tell you another trailer that looked pretty good, The Fall Guy. Really looking forward to that one as well. It's by the guy who's done Bullet Train, which I didn't like one little bit, but Ryan Gosling's in it, and the trailers just kind of keep getting me excited for it. It looks like a good old-fashioned fun time. We have Ian Hill here saying, hey Pete, good to see you back doing these live streams. Have a reet grand time. Hey Ian, hope you're doing well, my friend, and thank you for joining. Yeah, it's great to be back. Again, it's just going to be a sort of like grounded sort of stream tonight. Just getting my feet wet, so to speak, and then next week or the week after I'll be getting guests on and we'll be getting back to normal. It's been a long while, and I basically just wanted to see if I was rusty or not. I don't know. Am I rusty? You'll have to tell me in the comment section down below. It does feel kind of strange to just have myself talking because I'm so used to having so many people on the streams as well, but I thought it'd be quite a nice change of pace for me just to do a one-to-one stream for a change. Minhaji says, I personally think it's a good time to be a Wolverine Logan fan, especially when we know Insomniac are hopefully giving us a Wolverine game next year. Excited above and beyond. Yeah, it definitely does feel like we're getting another sort of renaissance period for Wolverine. Definitely is the most popular of the X-Men. I'm glad to see Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine for one final hurrah. And it's a role that he was born to play, and it looks like he's going to have a lot of fun with it. And he's going to wear that iconic yellow suit that everybody's been clamoring for like nearly over 20 years now. As for the Insomniac game, yeah, looking forward to that one. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Just look how Spider-Man 2 is, and you know Wolverine's going to be pretty cool. I kind of hope that they go like full 18 plus with Wolverine and make it a bit bloody so it can at least differentiate itself from the Spider-Man games. Minhaju also says, what's your excitement level, Pete, for the Wolverine game on PS5? Well, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. As we haven't actually seen nothing really of it yet. We've only just seen a reveal trailer. But once we get like an official trailer that says like a release year or a release date and some proper gameplay, then yeah, I'll get more excited. I think being a fan of games is definitely a thing to like temper your expectations because a lot of games are years from actually releasing. I think until we get an actual solid release date, that's when I get excited. I'm more like, wow, that's a cool thing. But when it says like something coming 2025 or coming soon, I'm like, yeah, I'll hold on the anticipation then. So it'll be like a sort of nice surprise when it comes out because I'll be like, oh, wow, it's here. It hasn't felt like that. because Final Fantasy Rebirth, that's like 4 years after Final Fantasy Remake, and it's like, wow, that's coming pretty soon. That's coming pretty soon. Right, yeah, I just had a message through. Right, we have Delboy here. Hello, Delboy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Great to see you back here. Question: do you think you get less enjoyment the further you go back in years when watching a film, i.e., a new film over a film from the 40s? I know the answer, lol, but want to hear your answer. That is a hard question. It depends on the film. I mean, if I watch a new film, say if I can say John Wick Chapter 4, and I'll watch something from the 40s, like I don't know, like Casablanca, say, I'm probably going to say enjoyment would probably be obviously for John Wick, but I very much like Casablanca. So it depends on the film. I would say like pretty much from 60s onwards, you are guaranteed a very good time and you're getting better storytelling. I suppose with newer films, you get more visceral stuff, more action, more set pieces, and that. Whilst further back, you get more storytelling, better characters, and more grounded stuff. So I'd say in between, depends on the film, but both old films and new films have their pros and their cons, I'd say. We've got Mikey here from Boogie Cat Productions saying, good to see you back, buddy. It is good to be back. And yeah, again, I've really missed it. We have Matt Chat saying, Monkey Man is one film at the top of my list this year. Yes, it is. Dev Patel's directorial debut looks great. And the fun fact was, this was going to go straight to Netflix. This was going to go straight to streaming. But Jordan Peele, the guy from Get Out, said, like, I like that film, and told Universal to pay for the rights for it so they can distribute it to cinemas. And that's great to see. It's nice to see that this film has been given a proper chance. And I've heard that it is making grounds and a lot of people are excited for it. It looks like a really fun film, great little action thriller. And Dev Patel is a great actor, so nice to see him sort of expand his range a bit to be a bit more of an action star. Tell you what is a shame though, Roadhouse, the new remake of Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal, that's going straight to streaming. That's going straight to Amazon Prime. What a silly idea. Roadhouse, by name alone, thanks to Family Guy, could do really well in the box office. But to release it on Amazon Prime, it's daft. Cinemas are dying for content, starving for content, and they decide to release it on Amazon Prime. And the director of it is actually really quite pissed off about it. He actually put something on Twitter the other week saying that he might even sue Amazon for it because they did state that it was going to go to cinemas originally. So I wonder why they're back down. Obviously, the proof will be in the pudding, and if the film's any good. I mean, if the film's not very good, then that's probably why it's gone straight to streaming. But if it's good, it is a wasted opportunity, and also it's highly likely that it won't get a physical media release. Well, officially. Minhaji says, I just caught up at the moment when you literally said you literally had spaghetti bolognese while I'm also eating spaghetti bolognese. Lol. Yeah, spaghetti bolognese is really nice. I had the M&S, who'd have thunk it, like little mini meals that you pop in the microwave. Oh, absolutely divine, and only takes about 4 minutes to cook. Yeah, talk about food in a movie stream. Yeah, what next? Got Minhalju saying, Pete, you are definitely my friend. Haha. Yep, and you're definitely my friend, Minhalju. It'd be great to get you on the stream, mate. I mean, you've been such a great supporter of the channel, asking so many great questions and always commenting. Be nice to get you on the stream sometime. So if you'd like to come on, honestly, just message me on Instagram and we'll get you on. Just gotta have another drink. We have Tom180 here saying, hi, Pete. Great to see you back. Hey, Tom. Thanks for joining, mate. And yeah, again, it is great to be back. Matt H here says, great to see you back, Pete. You've definitely been missed. Oh, thank you ever so much, Matt. I really, really do appreciate it. A lot of people have been messaging me asking when the streams are come back, and I've definitely been wanting to do it for a while, and I thought now was the right time, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it and looking forward to future streams. So we've got Tom180 here saying, currently watching through the Alien series. What's your thoughts on them and favourite one? Well, the original Alien is a fantastic film. It is a haunted house film in space. Great cast, great practical effects, and definitely up there as one of Ridley Scott's best films. My only real problem with that film is near the end is where it goes over the top with the flashing lights. It gives me a headache. But that's more of a me problem than the film problem. Aliens, James Cameron, is such a fantastic action film. I still love the way that he promoted it to Fox. Alien, then put an S with the dollar sign on. What a way to sell a film. Again, one of the best sequels of all time. Again, and one of the best films of the 80s. Another high quality James Cameron film. And just makes you yearn for him to make more of those sort of films instead of more Avatar. Alien 3, is that the one with is that the David Lynch one? Or David, whatever his name is? I like that one. It was all right. It wasn't too bad. Is that the one with Winona Ryder? I've heard that the director's cut is a little bit better to it. They've changed a lot of things about Alien Resurrection. I remember not being too much of a fan on it. I know with 3 and 4, my memory's a bit vague with it. I think because I pretty much turned off for both of them. It was Alien versus Predator. That's fine. Alien versus Predator 2. Couldn't see nothing. It's one of the darkest films of all time. Literally, you have to turn your brightness up because it's so dark. It's hard to make out anything. Prometheus. I really enjoyed Prometheus. I think it's a solid little film and a nice little backstory to the whole alien mythos. Was it needed? Not really, but I had a good time with that, and I thought the cast was great. It's such a great cast in that. As for Alien Covenant, yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. No, stupid film, awful script. Was it? You do the pulling, and I do the blowing. What the heck is that about? And the whole David Android thing with the little alien dancing took me out the film straight away. There's supposed to be a new film coming out later this year called Alien Romulus. That could be good. And there's also a TV series coming a little bit later on. I'll hold out reservation for them, but if these two aren't any good, just leave Alien alone. Very much like Terminator, it's probably thing that should have stayed in the 80s because unfortunately nobody can really recapture the success of them. Mac Chat says, I love all the Alien films. First 2 can't be beaten. 3 is misunderstood. Resurrection is wild and underrated. Oh, well, I'm glad that you enjoy them all, Mac Chats. I really need to probably rewatch 3 and Resurrection. Actually, I need a rewatch of all of them. It's been a little while, but I do like the first 2 definitely, and 3 isn't too bad. I'm intrigued to check out this new one because originally it was going to be that Romulus was going to get a trailer at the Super Bowl, but it never did. So maybe we'll find out very soon because we got the trailer for Godzilla today, so we may get an Alien Romulus teaser trailer a little bit later on in the week. So yeah, guys, if you've got any more comments and questions, pop them in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. Chat about anything you like, and again, give me some film recommendations. Minhaju says, I can't wait to see the return of Jennifer Garner, aka Elektra, alongside some other cameos who will get sufficient screen time, not just cameo cluster mess, fingers crossed. This is the thing with Deadpool 3. It is going to be a huge film with so many cameos. I do think it'll be cameos. You can't have all these characters in the film without them being cameos. I think a lot of them will be just like a couple of seconds here and there. I wouldn't mind seeing, is it Lieb Schreiber as a Sabretooth? I wouldn't mind seeing him coming back. Do think it's great to see Jennifer Garner coming back. Be cool if they got Ben Affleck there with Charlie Cox as the two different Daredevils. That'd be fun. I do think, again, as I said before, best to temper expectations. Don't hope for too much. Go in with low expectations to be amazed, because if you set your bar too high for like what you want, you may be disappointed. But I do trust in Ryan Reynolds to deliver a really cool film. It will indeed pay tribute to the Fox universe with the legacy characters. Well, hopefully so. The question is Deadpool saves or kills the Marvel Fox universe? I think he just brings the mutants into the Marvel universe. That's all it is, I should think. But the TVA are getting involved. What's his name's going to be in it? Matthew McFadden. So that's quite interesting to see. But again, not a lot revealed in that trailer, and I'm kind of glad it isn't. I know some people are a little bit disappointed that there wasn't a lot revealed in the trailer, but it is the first trailer. The film is literally only just finished shooting, so I know they've been working on it during the strikes, but I think it'll be worth the wait. Minhaju says, I haven't been this excited for an MCU film since No Way Home. It feels like we're going to get another hit, and Deadpool and Wolverine will be an event in IMAX. It's the only Marvel film this year, so it's got to hit the ground running. It's got to be great. If it's not great, then it is a worrying time for the MCU. I'm sure it's going to be brilliant, but there is a worry that if it isn't good, it will leave a sour taste in many people's mouths until about 9 months later when the new Captain America comes out. Hopefully it will spark a bit more life into the MCU, give people something to be happy about, because there is a lot of doomsayers. I'm even being a bit of a doomsayer here about the MCU, but it is a worrying time for the studio, especially after the Marvels, because I see that hit Disney Plus this week or last week. I have no interest in watching it. I have no interest whatsoever. I haven't even seen Echo. I haven't even seen Wakanda Forever. I just have kind of had my fill a bit of Marvel films. I watched Guardians 3, loved it. Watched Loki season 2, wasn't a fan. I will definitely watch Deadpool 3, and then I think the hiatus period of like about 9 months gives people room to breathe, and hopefully Marvel will be good, because it has been too much of it. And then next year we've also got DC coming back as well. That's going to be interesting. Right, Ian says, are you going to get the colorized first Dr. Dalek story? I pre-ordered the steelbook, thought I'd treat myself to it. Ooh, very nice. I think I did see the steelbook going about. I don't know much about this one, I must admit. I wouldn't mind having a look at it. I think, do they still do animated of it? If it's animation, I may skip it, because I'm not a huge fan of the animation stuff. I do think it looks really cheap and tacky. Even it would be nice if Disney gave them some of their money to actually improve the animation quality. But for me, again, if it's animation, I'll probably steer clear. But I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it and see what the reviews and what you actually get in for the money. And if you do a video about it, Ian, I'll definitely check it out. I see the new Doctor Who, the Christmas special, got a release on Blu-ray this week. That can stay on the shelf. Was not a fan of it. I did get the 60th anniversary specials because they were good, but that Christmas episode was absolutely diabolical, so I will not be picking that one up. Hopefully the series, when it comes back in May or whenever it comes back, will be good, and then I can buy that series, but I very much doubt it. I don't have a lot of hopes for it, unfortunately. And I've heard that the leading girl, she's already gone. They've replaced her with somebody else. And I've heard Ncuti or Ncuti Gatwa is going after the second series because his career's shooting up. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Trouble at mill for Doctor Who, I think. Mike says, definitely want to get you on a bad movie watch along. Well, sign me up. Definitely would be up for it, mate. You know that I'm always up for a live stream, and it'll be interesting to see what film we pick. Will it be something like Zombievers or another one of those asylum films? I'm sure you'll pick a great one. And he says, always down for a stream, mate. Oh, brilliant. I'll get in contact with you, mate, and get you on in a future live stream, man. And Harju says, in the comics, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe and every superhero and supervillain with the Infinity Gauntlet. Could do. You never know. Could happen. I think the bit where he's fighting those goons in the snow, is that the scene from was it Age of Ultron? I think it might be from there, so it might pop up there. It's a Sean Levy film, and he does like to get like a lot of cameos in, especially like with Free Guy. So again, so much speculation, but it's best to go in with tempered expectations. Tom18 says, what's the best closing shot to a film? For me, it's the Taken of Pelham 123 with Walter Matthau. The original one. What a great film is that. I really do like that film. That's great. And I do like the Tony Scott remake. I'm a sucker for a Tony Scott film, and I do like that one with Denzel Washington and Johnny T. Johnny T hamming it up as always as a great villain. But yeah, that's a good final shot there, I must admit. It's been a while since I've seen the original, but I did really enjoy it. As for me, the best closing shot of a film, I can think of one of the most creepiest shots is The Vanishing. The Vanishing, yes. In the context of the film, the final shot of the film sends a shiver down your spine, and you still think of it long after the credits roll. Such a sedate film, such a rather like feels like a very normal film, but the terror that hides underneath and what actually happens is wow. Thinking about it now is kind of creeping me out as well. Honestly, guys, if you've never seen The Vanishing, get yourself a copy of it. It's one of the most. Forget Eden Lake. This one's more disturbing, and this is a 12 plus. I think if I remember correctly, Mark Mode says this is the most scariest film of all time, and I think he might be right. We got Jackson here from Horsetooth Cinema saying, hey, Pete, great to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Jackson, hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks. And again, it's great to be back. Hopefully get you on a live stream soon, my friend. And I hope you're enjoying London. Sorry says, you need to watch Hard Boiled. It's a great action film. Yeah, I really do. Is there a UK Blu-ray of it, or is it just a DVD here? It's John Woo. I know it's the one with the baby on the front cover. It's one of those highly regarded action films from Asia that I haven't seen, and I really do want to check it out. And is it like A Better Tomorrow or something? I do want to check that one out as well. Sai says, for Andor is the best Star Wars TV show for Sai. That's great to hear. I have heard from loads of people that they really do enjoy it. Some people say that it's a slog. Some people say it's the best thing Star Wars has ever done. I'm assuming as I like Rogue One, I'm gonna like this one. So, yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it because it's on Disney Plus. And Harju says you're looking forward to Sonic 3 and Alien Romulus, Pete. I'm a little surprised the trailers didn't drop during the Super Bowl, but then again, it's a little too early to drop them and will cost a fortune. Yes, a Super Bowl advert costs about $10 million for a 30-second advert. So yeah, that's quite a costly advertisement. Alien Romulus, yeah, I'm intrigued to see what it's like. The director of it is a pretty respectable director. His name eludes me at the moment, but I don't think he's done a bad film. So I'm intrigued to see what that's like. I wouldn't be too surprised we'll get a trailer for that very soon because it is coming out in like August, I think. As for Sonic 3, we did get a teaser trailer for that one and just revealed like the logo of it with Shadow's like appearance on it. And also Jim Carrey coming back as well, which is great to see. And there's also like a load of casting that was announced. We still haven't got casting for Shadow yet, but there's rumors saying that he might be played by Hayden Christian, which would be great. But yeah, Sonic 3, definitely looking forward to it. Sonic 1 and 2 are such a great, enjoyable time. Definitely one of the best video game movies about. And yes, better than the Mario movie as well. They're fun films that would pay respect to the games, but also do their own thing. So yeah, bring on Sonic 3. Cannot wait. I mean, you know that it's going to be a pretty exciting film because James Cameron delayed his Avatar film a year for that. It was originally coming out the same day as Sonic 3. He saw Sonic 3 and was like, yeah, I'm not going to release it next to him. We're going to delay it a year. Well, that's what I think anyway. Andy says Andor was really good, not your usual Star Wars, no lightsabers or Jedi. Sith season 2 has just finished shooting, so that'll be out next year. If you've watched the animation, Bad Batch is really good. Yeah, this is another reason why I do want to watch Andor because it seems to be more slower paced, something different in the Star Wars universe. We've seen a lot of Jedi stuff, and it's nice to have a more grounded sort of like thriller, political sort of stuff going on. Yeah, I did hear about season 2 finish shooting, so I should imagine that'll be out early next year. I've never really got hugely on with the animation stuff from Star Wars. I did watch some of the Clone Wars. It's good, but I'm not too keen on the art style. And I did see Bad Batch, and again, that's similar sort of art style. The art style kind of puts me off, but again, it's on Disney Plus, so I could give it a shot. I I might actually rewatch Rise of Skywalker. I haven't seen that film. I only watched it once when it came out, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what it's like now. I know it's dreadful, but I kind of want to watch it just to watch this disaster piece unfold again. I kind of want to watch The Last Jedi as well because I have bashed that film to Kingdom Come, but it is a well-made film and it does try something different, and I might even like it on a second watch because I've only ever seen it once. I must admit, after watching it, I nearly did like what Luke Skywalker did to the lightsaber and nearly threw it away. It really, really did piss me off. But I might give it another go. But again, it just shows what a wasted potential that trilogy was. My four anticipated films of the year, says Minhaju, are Deadpool and Wolverine, GXK. GXK? What's that? A deodorant? GXK. Oh, Godzilla X Kong. I thought it was a deodorant for a second. Sonic 3 and Alien Romulus. I'm curious though if Spider Man will face Venom in Venom 3 later this year. Spider Man will not face Venom in Venom 3. Definitely not. They have teased it's going to be another symbiote, and I think it's going to be on a certain character at the end of Venom 2. I won't say nothing because of like spoilers for Venom 2. But it does allude to that character at the end of Venom 2 getting a symbiote. Good list there. Good list there, mate. For me, I'm going to say June 2. Cannot wait for that one. I think that is. I'm going to say here, I think that's going to hit $1 billion. It would not surprise me. That looks amazing and cannot wait until that comes out. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Love a Planet of the Apes film. Furiosa. Love Mad Max films, and Anya Taylor-Joy's in it, so what's not to like? And I'm going to say Sonic 3 as well, because I can't really think of anything else. I'm a big Sonic fan, so that's what I'm going to say. But Deadpool probably might be the fourth one as well. I don't know, but great list there, mate. Mac Chat says to Mike, bad maybe watch long. Will that be on your channel, Mike? I would assume it would be, mate. Gary North here saying, good evening, Pete. Good evening, Gary. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining. So I said, did you see Nigel's reaction to Big Trouble in Little China last night on Ryan's stream? He absolutely hated it. Wow. I wasn't surprised, to be honest. He really hated it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't surprise me. No. Probably not. That's a shame you didn't enjoy it. I'm gonna have to watch Ryan's stream tomorrow night. From last night and watch it in full and see Nigel's reaction. But yeah, there's some very out there things in that film, so I can understand why he doesn't like it. I wonder what he makes that bloke exploding at the end of the film. Minhaju says Hugh Jackman will also return once more in a Secret Wars alongside Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Deadpool as a part of a multiversal Secret Avengers team. I don't know whether this will be announced or not. I don't think that is happening. I don't know. I think Hugh Jackman said this is his again final role as Wolverine, but they'll probably will get him out again. I don't know if Secret Wars is actually going ahead or not. In Avengers Secret Wars, yeah. The thing is, like with Avengers, who are the Avengers now? We don't know who they are because most of them are not there anymore. We've got a Slipknot fan here saying hello. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining the stream. It's great to see you here. Dalboy says, got to run. Hope we can collab on my channel in the future. Got a project for you, Excelsior. Oh, thanks ever so much for joining, Dalboy. It's an absolute pleasure to see you here. Definitely want to get you on the stream in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, if that's a project that you were talking to me about the other week, definitely cannot wait to do that. It sounds like a great idea. And thank you for asking me, mate. Gary says Amazon lost a ton of cash with the Lord of the Rings show. Maybe that's why they're keeping other shows and films like the new Roadhouse just on streaming too. Hopefully get some more subscribers. Could be, but like the thing is, when you have a film and put it straight on streaming, you're not making no money on it. Really, yeah, you get new subscribers, but how many of those are going to subscribe just for Roadhouse? A lot of people subscribe to Amazon just for the delivery. The movies are just a little bit extra, and there's other benefits as well. At least if they put it on like a short theatrical release, they can garner some of that money back. I could see it easily making 100 to 200 million at the box office, maybe even a lot more because the original film's really popular. Hey, it could even be so popular that it'd get a sequel. So it still seems rather odd. But yeah, you definitely could be right there, Gary. But I think if they did it on a short theatrical run, made some money on it, then said that new box office film is going straight to Amazon Prime, then it would get people to subscribe. Because I think just putting it straight to streaming, there is an essence of like feeling that a film might be straight to DVD quality if it goes straight to streaming. Also, what about Amazon charging for ads now? £3 or £3.99 a month now, so you don't get ads. Bloody cheek it is. You shouldn't have to have adverts on it. I'd rather they'd raise the price £1 to make it £9.99 a month so you didn't get ads. But having ads on it, I don't know how many ads you actually get on the streaming platform, but the whole point of streaming platforms is that you don't get ads because it's a service you pay for. That just rings wrong to me. Disney's done it. Netflix done it. Probably Paramount will next. So I went to see Argyle when it was released. The only good thing about it is Sam Rockwell is really good in it. Apart from him, it's poor. Doesn't surprise me one little bit. I remember when that trailer first showed, and I was like, "Wow, Henry Cavill and Dua Lipa. This looks pretty good." And then it reveals like what goes on in the film. I was like, I'm kind of out of this now. Sam Rockwell is a great actor, and like from the trailer, he looks like he's having a lot of fun as an action star. And apparently, Matthew Vaughn has already shot another film with Sam Rockwell in a John Wick-esque sort of action film, which could be pretty good. Apparently, according to Matthew Vaughn, he said it's going to be a game changer for action films. Believe that if you will. But seeing Sam Rockwell as an action star, I wouldn't say no to that. But as for Argyle, yeah, I'm gonna skip it. I may give it a watch if it's on streaming, but I'm not gonna be in no hurry for it. It's a shame about Matthew Vaughn. He was really good last decade Layer Cake. Layer Cake was brilliant, and it kickstarted Daniel Craig's career. X-Men First Class, the Kick-Ass film, and also the underrated Stardust, which was an absolute delight that nobody ever talks about. So yeah, what went wrong? What went wrong? I know a lot of people didn't like Kingsman: The Golden Circle. I don't think I've seen that one, but I did watch Kingsman: The Kingsman and quite enjoyed that one. Though a lot of people didn't like that either. Slipknot fan says, saw a scene from Hot Fuzz, the part when Nick Frost throws the shotgun over the doctor, which ends up shooting his foot. Then the camera pans around Peg saying, "You're a doctor?" What a yeah, I do like that scene. The whole Cornetto trilogy is a joy. The first two, especially. The World's End less so much, but it's still an okay film. But I know with like Hot Fuzz, there's a lot of fun sequences in it. Really violent as well. What was it now? A village with an unusually high accident rate. Yeah, really, really love that film. It's like which is the better one out of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz is so hard to choose. Always enjoyed the ending of it, where they get the guns and go on a huge rampage. And you've also got Timothy Dalton in it, who is absolutely sinisterly wonderful. Yep, an epic scene. Hot Fuzz is so good, says Si, and I totally agree. We got Slipknot fan says Nigel Rockgod has never seen Aliens because he really hated Ridley Scott's Alien. I think he'll really enjoy Aliens because I do know some people who hated Alien but loves Aliens. Yeah, I think I have said to Nigel that he should give it a go because it is an action film at the end of the day, and whilst there is some sci-fi elements, obviously having aliens in it, being, but it's an action film through and through, and he liked Starship Troopers, and that's quite sci-fi. So I can imagine he'll quite like Aliens. Maybe Ryan could do a watch along with him watching that. That'd be quite cool to see. We got Andy Cardboard Star Wars saying, "Have you heard ITVX is getting every James Bond film I own except Craig's Bond, but we'll see them all again." What's your favourite James Bond actor and film? Well, it doesn't really surprise me that ITVX is getting all the Bond films because they always show them on TV. I don't know how many times they've repeated No Time to Die, and it's only like a couple of years old. But Amazon owns it, so they must be like renting it out to ITV to get a bit of extra money. I don't know why Amazon don't keep. That's one thing about Amazon. They own MGM. Yeah, I don't think they hardly have any of MGM's back catalogue on Prime Video. None of the Bond films are on there. They're on there occasionally, then they get took off. Just keep them all on there. As for favourite Bond actor, that is a really hard pick. I probably will say like Roger Moore because he's very quintessential Bond. The same with Sean Connery. But Timothy Dalton's very underrated as well. I think they're all good in their own way. I think my least favorite probably would be Daniel Craig, but they're all good for their own supported films. I'd say the original Sean Connery. Yeah, go on, Sean Connery, because if without him, the series wouldn't be where it is today. Even though he came back for Never Say Never Again, and you could definitely tell that he really didn't want to do it, and he looked way too old. As for the favourite film, my favourite film is The Spy Who Loves Me. Again, quintessential Bond, Sunday afternoon, bank holiday afternoon. Great song, great villains, so many iconic moments in that film. Great Bond girl, and Roger Moore at his peak, I think. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, really adore that one. I think that's hugely underrated. License to Kill, GoldenEye. What's the other one? You Only Live Twice, which was actually written by Roald Dahl of all people. I quite like Thunderball as well. As for the Craig era, I'll probably say Skyfall or Casino Royale. But yeah, there's some great films in that series, and also some pretty bad ones as well, like We'll Die Another Day. Sai says there's a rumor that Channing Tantrum. Sai says there's a rumor that Channing Tantrum will appear as Gambit in Deadpool 3. Also, another that Taylor Swift will turn up as Domino as she's friends with Ryan Reynolds. Wasn't Domino? Am I thinking of a different one? I'm pretty certain Domino was already in Deadpool 3, or am I thinking of a different character? Uh, I heard that Taylor Swift was going to play Starlight, I think her name is. I cannot remember, but something like that. It wouldn't surprise me if Taylor Swift kind of makes a cameo in it. I think it is well known that she probably will be in the film. Uh, I kind of hope Channing Tantrum will appear as Gambit. That'd be quite cool. I remember there was going to be a Gambit movie and nothing ever come of it. I think if we had mostly Fox Marvel films represented in that film, I think that's good enough. Will we get Tony Stark back or Steve Rogers? I don't know, but I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen there. We've got Luke's World of Movies and TV here saying hi, Pete. Hi, Luke. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well. And he says, have you seen the trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? I certainly have. And my word, what an amazing trailer that was. So hyped for it. The first teaser trailer looked outstanding. The CGI in that looked amazing. Next level. And this trailer looked great. It gave us a bit more context to the film, what's going on, what's the characters, the human character as well. Yeah, the villain who's portrayed in the trailer looks really menacing, and yeah, I cannot wait. I did honestly thought there were talks of this going straight to Disney Plus, but it isn't. It's going straight theatrical, so that's great to see. I've heard that the director of it is quite a well-established director as well, so I have high hopes for it. Honestly, low-key thinking this, but I think the Planet of the Apes films are probably one of the most consistent, bar that two early 2000s Planet of the Apes films is one of the most consistent series out there with a lot of great films. That original Charlton Heston one is fantastic. Next up, we have Minhaju saying, Pete, the Marvels is out on physical on the 19th of Feb. I pre-ordered it, of course, just for the sake of the MCU collection. What about you, Pete? No, I haven't picked it up. I'm a bit behind on the MCU films stuff. I think the last one I got was Thor: Love and Thunder and Morbius, which was enough for me. I didn't pick up Black Panther. I haven't even seen it. Didn't pick up Ant-Man and the Wasp because it's awful. Do need to pick up Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because I really did enjoy that one, and that's been reduced now, so I'll probably may pick it up this week. It's like a tenner on Blu-ray, so I may get that. As for the Marvels, definitely not. I had no interest in seeing it on Disney Plus and won't pick it up on Blu-ray. I may pick it up like about a couple of years down the line if it's on like a 2 for 10 or 2 for £15 offer, but I'm not fussed. It looks like I'm not missing out on much, to be honest. We have Minhaju here saying the Marvels made Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania look like a masterpiece, lol. And to be fair, I really like Quantumania. Wow. Quantumania is like pretty bad, but I'm surprised Marvels is that bad. It just seemed quite uninterested in sort of style it did. But wow. But I'm glad that you liked Quantumania. There is some fun stuff in there. I think like the first 10 or 15 minutes of it with Paul Rudd is the best bit about it. But as soon as you get into the quantum realm, it just completely loses it for me. It's just CGI, the movie. It is so green screen, that film is. For the Marvels, the villain I've heard is very unremarkable. A lot of people weren't a fan of Brie Larson as well, and consequential, I'm not too fussed about her. The only probably saving grace for that film was probably Kamala Khan. I've heard a lot of people do like her as Miss Marvel, but yeah, Marvel's definitely in a bit of a worrying patch so far. Slipknot fan says there's another movie called The Vanishing from 2019 starring Gerard Butler as a lighthouse keeper. I haven't heard of that one. I remember there was a Gerard Butler film that went straight to Amazon Prime called Greenland or Green Zone. It was like a disaster film. I really enjoyed that one. That wasn't too bad. I think it's getting a sequel as well, but I haven't heard anything more about it. I really enjoyed that one. That was quite a surprise, that was. Gerard Butler may not be the best actor, but it's always a lot of fun in films. Last year he was in a film called simply titled Plane, and that was a great one. That was felt like an old school 90s action film. I think it is getting a sequel as well called On a Boat, called Boat. Great title, great title. But yeah, I like Gerard Butler. Olympus Has Fallen is another good one as well. But yeah, guys, 22 people watching. Thank you ever so much for watching at home. If you'd like to leave some comments and questions, please sure drop them down below and I'll get back to you as straight as way as I can. And again, give us some recommendations for some films. And again, I will put like a little poll up and you can choose which film that I want. That I'll watch. So we have Spaghetti Man and cool. I forgot. I'm gonna have to rewatch. So Spaghetti Man, Hard Boiled, and The Fighter. I think is it The Fighter or The Boxer with Tom Hardy. Next up, we have Sai here saying the Knuckles trailer dropped at the Super Bowl. The Knuckles trailer dropped late last week. I did see it at the weekend, and wow, it looks really good. I'm quite surprised about that. When they announced the TV series of Knuckles, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not expecting much. Then the trailer came out. It looks like the film. It looks exactly like the film. The very high production values. It's unbelievable. Knuckles looks as good as he does in the film. All the voice casts are back, and it's shot on IMAX of all things. So, wow, Paramount has really gone to town with it. And also, Paramount is supposed to be up for sale soon, and Warner Brothers are going to buy them. So that's another shock. Got the viewer Drew here saying, "Hey everyone, what's up? Hey Drew, hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining." We have Gary here saying, "Did you see the second sight announcement of a Blu-ray special edition for the Borderlands? Great underseen British horror." I did see that pop up on HMV the other day, and I was like, "The Borderlands? Never heard of that one before." I did kind of thought it was the game because we were getting a Borderlands film, which is supposed to be coming very soon. A trailer's supposed to be dropping. It's been a pretty bad project from what I've heard. But I've seen it's quite a nice, hefty little special edition with like a booklet and a sturdy case. So I may give a trailer a watch and see what it's like and may pick it up. Second Sight's always brilliant, and we're still waiting for that Hitcher box set. So yeah, colour me intrigued, Gary. The viewer Drew says, "I saw Reservoir Dogs recently, and tomorrow I'll be seeing Bob Marley One Love." Awesome. I watched Reservoir Dogs first time for about a year and a half ago and loved it. Thought it was great. Great dialogue, great characters, great soundtrack, and mostly all set in one room as well. For me, it's probably my favorite Tarantino film, bar probably Jackie Brown. I do like Pulp Fiction, but I do think it's a little bit overlong. As Bob Marley One Love, I've heard some decent things about it. The trailer looked not too bad, and it's nice to see him getting a biopic. You'll have to tell us what you think of it, Drew. Ian says the Christmas Doctor Who special was awful. It's not made for old fans like me. It's lost its sci-fi bad fantasy with the woke message. Very sad. Yeah, Yeah, it does definitely seem to be having a very heavy message feeling to it. Doctor Who seemed to be losing the fun out of Doctor Who and just seem to be, yeah, it is a mess. It is a mess. I did like them three specials from the 60th anniversary. I do agree that they did have some message to them, but they didn't seem to be as heavy-handed as the Jodie Whittaker era. Though there was a few moments I was like, really, you didn't need to say that. But this Christmas special, oh dear me, there wasn't no story to it. The whole goblins thing, the nothing about it was very good at all. I'm still not really 100% won over by Shooty Gatwa either. Apparently, there's going to be a Beatles episode in the new series, so I will definitely check that out. Again, I will watch it, but no doubt I'll probably be moaning about it still. It's a shame. It's a shame. I do think a lot of it is down to probably Disney as well. That Disney money comes at a price, and I do think they have some creative choices over it. I know Russell T Davis will like to differ, but Disney's not going to give all that money for nothing. Slipknot fan says, Pete, if you like vampires, check out Subspecies from 1991. Wow, great recommendation there. Let me have a look, see what it is. Subspecies. Oh, it's an American straight to video gothic horror. Three students get caught in a struggle between a good vampire and his evil brother in Transylvania mountains. Oh wow, it's got the tall man in it from what's the call it? Angus Scrimm. Wow, great stuff. Let's have a look at the images of this. Um, I do like the front cover of it. Looks pretty good actually. Yeah, I will definitely add that to the watch list. Thank you ever so much, Slipknot fan, for the recommendation. Gary says Luke Skywalker fading away like a fart in the wind was the last straw for me. I never watched Rise of Skywalker. To be honest, you're not missing much. I don't remember a lot from it, but when it's brought up, I remember watching a video about it at the weekend, and they talk about all the stupid things that happened in Rise of Skywalker, and it is an apology that just becomes sensory overload. They bombard you with everything to say like, "Oh, we're sorry." They bring back characters from decades ago, and it kind of does a end game thing near the end of the film where everybody comes in, and the whole conclusion with the Rey character is absolutely stupid. But you're not missing much there, Gary. Slipknot fan says I'm can't believe Nige doesn't like Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. I can definitely understand it. I know some people who aren't a big fan of it as well. It's a shame, but he does have a great taste in movies. I know for me, I'm not huge on Escape from New York. I do like it. I do respect it as a film, but it's nowhere near the best Carpenter for me. I watched it a couple of years ago and liked it, but didn't love it. For me, his best film is probably The Fog. I know a lot of people would say Halloween, but for me, it's The Fog. I adore that film. Minhaju says, will you be checking out Avatar The Last Airbender on February 22nd on Netflix? I'm in no rush nor hype for it, but we'll say, judging by the looks of the trailer, it looks really good, and we'll see it later. I love the Avatar series. It's one of the best Western animation of the past 20 years. Great storytelling, great characters, and holds up very well. Netflix has had a pretty good record with doing live action versions of anime or animated shows, bar the Cowboy Bebop one. And the trailer looks amazing. So I probably will check out. I know that they're changing a lot of it. Certain characters are not going to have certain traits and not going to follow the same storylines, which is a shame. But I suppose it's an adaptation for that reason. But we'll see what it's like. It's got a big budget behind it, and Looks like there's a lot of care and attention, so I'll give it a shot. I don't know whether all the episodes are coming out on the same day or whether they're going to be spaced out like they are on Disney Plus. We have Mike88 here. Hey Mike, thanks for joining, mate. Hope you're doing well. Andy says Hot Fuzz is easily the best of the three. Love that film. Yeah. For me, you could ask me a day, it'd probably be Hot Fuzz tomorrow, it would be Shaun of the Dead. It's so like between those two. They're both brilliant at what they do. But yeah, Hot Fuzz, I can definitely get that. Sai says, for me, I'm a Roger Moore fan for 007 and The Spy Who Loved Me is his best. Yeah, yeah. I also really like For Your Eyes Only. I think that's a really underrated one. I love the bit where he kicks the car off the cliff. I remember in that interview with Roger Moore, he said he hated that. He hated that scene. He said it didn't feel like James Bond to him. But it was nice to see a little bit more raw, a darker side to his character, as he was always quite light-hearted and always with a quip or two. Minhaju says Taylor Swift is rumored to play Dazzler. That's the character. And Blake Lively is rumored to be playing a Lady Deadpool, and Daniel Radcliffe is rumored for Wolverine patch variant. I could see the Blake Lively one as a Lady Deadpool, as they're married, and they always love to play jokes on each other. I could see that very much so. Daniel Radcliffe is a fan casting again for Wolverine. I don't know whether we'll get that, but hey, I don't know. Yeah, Dazzler. That's what I've heard. Taylor Swift will be playing because Dazzler is Kevin Feige's favorite mutant character from the X-Men. Slipknot fan says, I've heard some Bond fans say Timothy Dalton is the most accurate Bond, who is closer to the characters in Ian Fleming's books. Yeah, probably is. Probably is. He's definitely the most underrated one, up there with George Lazenby. Literally only did one film and that was it. Shame he didn't come back for Diamonds Are Forever, because Sean Connery did not want to be there. You could tell it. And to be honest, I don't blame him. What an awful film. I think the only saving grace for Diamonds Are Forever is probably Benny and Bjorn that go after him halfway through the film. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I really like The Living Daylights with Dalton as well. It's a shame that he didn't get a third and fourth film. I think it was down to the rights, because originally Pierce Bronson was going to be able to do Living Daylights as well, but he couldn't do it because of Remington Steele. So Dalton took his place, and yeah, it's a shame that they couldn't get a Bond film off the ground. I'm pretty certain it was down to rights issues. Definitely a very good actor. Edward says, what's your thoughts on the new Michael Jackson biopic coming out in 2025, I should imagine, and your thoughts on Jafar Jackson? It is a hard question to answer, because there's a lot of controversy going on about Michael Jackson, but there's no denying what a talent he was and what an important part of pop culture and music history he was. I'm kind of glad that they're doing a biopic about him, and I did see the chap who's playing him. They released a still of him, and he looks the part, and it's nice to see that his nephew's playing him as well. It's directed by the guy who did Training Day, Antoine Fuqua. I cannot pronounce his last name, but fresh off the Equalizer 3, very solid director, so should be pretty good. I remember there was going to be another biopic of Michael Jackson, but it never came to be. But this one is shooting now, so it'll be intrigued to see what it does. It'll be also, I kind of hope that it's not like Bohemian Rhapsody and sugarcoats everything. I hope it goes quite deep into his family life and that, but I do think that it probably will be very sugar coated, and probably when it comes out, it will cause some controversy. But if they can do like a pretty bare and honest biopic, I'll be intrigued. But yeah, I think it will be a sanitized version, unfortunately. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. I wonder if Jafar Jackson is actually going to sing, or will they just use Michael Jackson songs? And will they notify the film The Wiz, which is awful? Sorry says, have you seen the trailer that dropped today for Godzilla X Kong? It looks good. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks all right. I wasn't huge on the first one, I must admit. For me, I loved the Gareth Edwards Godzilla. Absolutely detested King of the Monsters. Thought it was a load of dribble. Didn't like the human characters one little bit. Really like Kong Skull Island. That was basically just Predator. That was a lot of fun. And Godzilla versus Kong was just fine. It had some really cool moments in it, but again, wasn't hugely a big fan of it. But again, looks fun. We'll probably see it. Just not going to be rushing out for it. With Godzilla -1, I got my fill of Godzilla. To be fair, Andy says the only reason to watch the Marvels is Brie Larson is fit. Yeah, she's not too bad. She's not too bad, I must admit. Now, Miss Marvel was played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Now, that would be worth watching. Right. Slipknot fan says, I'm glad Shatterstar is returning in Deadpool and Wolverine. He was hilarious in Deadpool 2 when he said, I'm basically better than you at everything. Wow. That's cool. I had to admit something. I never saw the post-credit scenes of Deadpool 2. I just turned it off at the credits. Silly of me, and I watched the post-credit scene today. Oh my days, that was hilarious. The whole thing with Ryan Reynolds getting the script for Green Lantern saying, "Oh, this is the best thing ever," had me in tears of laughter. That was good. We've got Andy's Cardboard Star Wars here saying, have you seen The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp? Pete, really good film. I haven't seen that one. No, that's this horror film, isn't it, from the early 2000s? I've heard some good things about it. A lot of people do like it. So yeah, I would definitely be up for watching that one. Good recommendation there, Andy. We've got Mike here saying, hello guys. Hey Mike, hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining. Sai says 23 watching but only 11 likes. Drop a like, guys. Thanks ever so much to everybody watching. Really do appreciate it. What channel did Nigel watch Big Trouble in Little China? It's Ryan's channel. Let's Get Kicking Movies or Let's Get Kicking Pod. Yeah, go and check out Ryan's channel and give him a subscription. He's a great guy. We have Slipknot fan here saying like button smashed. Thanks ever so much, my friend. We've got Andy here from Forgotten World of Movies saying evening, Pete. Hey, Andy. Hope you're doing well, mate. Really enjoyed being on the stream with you and Scott the other night and Nigel. It was an absolute blast. Felt like old times and cannot wait to get you and the guys back on the stream in the future. Yeah, this is the Ryan's channel. Let's Get Kicking Pod. Sai says, I still find it hard to get my head around that the actor playing Bob Marley used to be the forensic guy in Vera. I thought he looked familiar. I thought he looked bloody familiar. That's where I've seen him from. Yeah, I know who he is now. Wow. He's come a long way in. Kind of feels a bit similar to the guy from EastEnders who ended up in Tenet and Yesterday, Tamwa. He just ended up in EastEnders, left EastEnders, and then got all these Hollywood roles. So wow. Fair play to him. I think he's been in some other films as well and made quite a name for himself. So fair play to him. We've got Matt here saying, Matt V Movies here saying, hi Pete. I hope you're well. Nice to see you back. Hey Matt, hope you're doing well, my friend. And thanks for messaging me the other day. Yeah, it's great to be back and hope you're doing well too. We've got Slipknot fan here saying, Pete, have you heard of a Russian horror film called VIY? Not DIY. 1967 is available in 4K on YouTube. I promise you'll watch the first few minutes, you'll be hooked immediately. Let me just Google this one. Wow. YIV from 1967. Wow, that's a bit creepy. Kind of looks like a young Christina Ricci there. While on a vacation in a remote village, Korma, a cemetery student, is summoned to keep an eye on a corpse. His faith is tested as evil spirits, witches, and demons haunt him to get the corpse. Wow, sounds pretty cool. Let's have a look at some of the pictures. Wow, that's really creepy. That looks great, actually. And for a film in the 60s, that looks really, really well made. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I'm hooked already. Actually, it's on Eureka. It is. I've just got the Blu-ray come up here. So yeah, I definitely will be checking that one out. Thanks ever so much there, Slipknot fan. That sounds like a great recommendation. I'll check that one out quite soonish, I think. And Hardy says, what's going on with the Avatar physical media? Why is it being milked on the physical format? I just checked H&B and there's collector's editions when really it's the same thing we already got. I know like the first Avatar was getting re-released on 4K with a special Blu-ray, a steelbook. Not too fussed. I saw Avatar Way of Water. Did not do it for me. Honestly, I was bored. 3.5 hours. Pack it in, Cameron. Get back to doing good films. But apparently, he said that he's going to do Avatar 7 and 8 or something. So this Avatar train is not stopping yet, and it's still making plenty of money. I did, however, play the Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora, and you know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, and I think Avatar works very well as like a video game instead of a movie. But we'll have to wait and see what the other Avatar films are like. But as for re-releases of Avatar film, yeah, they can keep them. I'm not fussed, but people must be buying them. Hence why they're re-releasing it so many times. So we've got Matt V Movies here saying, heard Madam Web is terrible. I'll probably enjoy it. I've heard it's worse than Morbius, and that was dreadful. Will I give it a watch? Probably not. But if you do watch it, Matt, I hope you do enjoy it, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. Matt V Movie says the thing for me is the best Carpenter film in my opinion. It's a fantastic film. It's definitely up there, top 3 films. Some of the best practical effects ever in the film. And who thought that when that film came out, it was a flop and a lot of critics hate it, and now it's one of the most beloved cult films of all time. Very ahead of its time. Such a creepy, unsettling film, and Kurt Russell's great in it. Fantastic film. Sorry says Assault on Precinct 13 is really good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that one. I have not seen Assault on Precinct 13. That's one of the few John Carpenter's I haven't seen from his like golden era. I know a lot of people really like that one. It's quite brutal and it has like an ice cream truck scene that's quite iconic. I don't know what happens, but I've heard it's iconic. I think it might be on Amazon Prime, so I'll give it a watch on there. Slipknot fan says, really need to rewatch The Fog. The music is absolutely incredible. One of the best horror scores ever. Yeah, so eerie it is. And it kind of reminds me of like those like seaside destinations that you'd go to a kid. And it feels like it could be any one of them. The characters are quite likable and the setting's really cool. I like the whole lighthouse as well. And I'm a stickler for like a ghost story. It's a really good film. It is. I also really enjoy They Live. I think They Live is such a brilliant film that holds up probably the best out of any of the Carpenter films. Matt says I actually enjoyed the remake of Assault on Precinct 13. I'd rather call it 14 though. Oh yeah, there was a remake. Again, haven't seen the remake, and I've actually heard that the remake is pretty good as well for a remake. So yeah, I probably will have to check both of them out. Diamonds Are Forever, Andy says, is terrible. The song is great, but the film looks shoddy, and the end is terrible. It completely just kind of. It starts off pretty cool. I must admit, the whole "Where's Blofeld" thing after the events of On Her Majesty's Secret Service is great. It is great. I love that scene. And then as soon as it starts, it just goes right down. I remember it was a struggle to go through. It felt, honestly, it feels more camp than the Roger Moore films. It really does. There was like these two ladies in it as well who were dressed up as like cheaters or lions or whatever, and they were really, really cringy as well. It did nothing for me whatsoever, that film. Um, Andy says, I didn't know they were doing a Michael Jackson biopic. I won't watch it. Love Michael Jackson, won't watch. Won't watch Michael Jackson biopic. Won't watch Freddie Mercury one either. I like the music, but not the mess around them. To be fair, Bohemian Rhapsody is very sugar coated. It is like a quite a sort of family friendly approach to what happened to Freddie Mercury. I didn't mind the film. I definitely wish it could have gone a little bit more in depth, but it's quite an accessible watch. So it does talk about the mess around, like the sort of like background story of what went on behind the scenes, but it's nowhere near as like in depth as what you'd think it would be. It's a pretty good film. Got Gary saying Anya Taylor Wood. She certainly does. Great actress. Cannot wait for Furiosa. She's going to be so brilliant in that, and hopefully it'll kickstart a bit of an action career for her. I won't say no to that. Slipknot fan says, I heard after Dalton did 2 Bond movies, they wanted him to sign on for 3 more Bond movies, but he decided not to because he initially was only interested in doing 3, not 5. I don't know. Probably might be. I always thought it was like a rights issue because when the Bond films first started off, they were all split up amongst MGM, United Artists, other people as well, and it was a bit of a mess. And then like something happened, and they got the rights, and then they could make GoldenEye. So I don't know. I wouldn't have minded 5 Dalton films. I mean, but hey, it's a shame. But what the 2 that we got were crackers anyway. Um, um, Andy says Ninth Gate is free on Amazon, Pete, with ads. Oh, brilliant. So is that like on Amazon Prime, or is it just like, is it Freevee or whatever it is? But yeah, I definitely will check that one out. And Andy, thanks ever so much for the recommendation. Sai says, on the scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Anya Taylor-Joy? I'd give her a 1. A 1? A 1? I think you're missing a couple of zeros out of there. 100,000. Yeah, definitely the hottest actress out there today. No question. Ugh. You can keep your Florence Plows or Pugh, whatever her name is. Anya Taylor-Joy's where it's all at. Slipknot fans laughing. In the Mouth of Madness is one of Carpenter's best. It's so atmospheric and rewatchable. That's another one that I need to watch. And Prince of Darkness. Definitely do want to watch In the Mouth of Madness because it's Sam Neill, and I think he's such a great actor. Really do like him. Over the past 3 years, I've really enjoyed his work, so we'll want to watch that one. I think it also says like that's quite hard to find on Blu-ray as well. But I'll see if I can find that one as well. We've got Andy's cardboard Star Wars here saying, still baffles me Madam Web is Don Johnson's daughter. She's really fit. Check her out at the premiere of the film online. I did see the pictures. I mean, everybody's talking about Sydney Sweeney. Oh, nah, Dakota Johnson's got it all going on, I think. Yeah, I think if I did watch it, it'd probably just be for her in her spider suit, if anything else. But yeah, not for me, Madam Web. But yeah, definitely hot stuff there. So he says, I really felt old the other day. I was going through up and coming movies at my local cinema, and they're having a 25th anniversary screening of Fight Club. Wow. Yeah, 1999. I've never seen Fight Club myself, but I do kind of know the ending of it. Mainly because I had it spoiled for me, which is a shame, but I do want to watch it. It's one of the most iconic films of the 90s. The Matrix is going to be 25 this year as well, and no doubt a few other films as well. Cool. Time does fly. Phew. I remember going to watch it first time round. Yeah. I remember somebody said to me the other day, Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is going to be 20 years this year. Doesn't seem like yesterday I was watching it for the first time. But yeah, we're coming up to the end of the comments now, guys. So if you want to message some quick questions in before we finish, we'll try and finish up at 10 o'clock. So if you want to get a few more questions in, be sure to leave them down below. We'll go on for another 15 minutes. I'll just have a little check on my phone. Oh, a lot of people checking out. Dear me, a lot of people are checking out Madam Web. Yeah, doesn't look good. Does not look good one little bit. Pete, another recommendation Slipknot fan says is Alucarda, 1977, one of Guillermo del Toro's favorite Mexican horrors. It's like Harry but darker. Am I going to say something to do with Dracula because it looks like Alucard? It does, which is Dracula backwards. Alucarda. I'm now Googling up. Let's have a look. Oh, cool. I thought for a moment the front cover was the front poster was Tommy Wiseau for a minute, but no, she's a lass. Wow. Oh, dear me, she's got a bloody mouth. Cool. Yeah, she got. I kind of keep thinking she is Tommy Wiseau, but looks pretty cool. Yeah, another one that will be added to the list. Wow, that looks certainly out there. I'm intrigued. Thank you ever so much, Slipknot fan, for the recommendation. God, my word. I'll tell you a film that I did watch a few weeks ago. Core, Saltburn. What a weird film that was. Jeez. What happened there with Barry Keoghan's character and what he got up to with the plug hole, the lass, and the grave. Oh, dear me. Dear me. That was grim. Those moments were rather grim. Jeez. But it did bring Sophie Ellis-Bextor's Medal on the Dance Floor back to number one, or at least number two. So that's one thing. Who'd have thought that? Andy says Disney is re-releasing Phantom Menace again. And yeah, I didn't see that. It's coming up for 25th anniversary as well. You know what? A lot of people bitch about the prequels. I even bitched about them, but Phantom Menace is pretty good. It is. I mean, it's the first Star Wars film that people had for quite a while. And whilst it definitely was a little bit kiddified, especially with Jar Jar Binks, everybody loves him, don't they? I like him. I like him. He never really bothered me, but I guess I was the right target age at the time. But whilst I did have its slow moments, I think it's a pretty good film. There's so many iconic sequences in that film: the Duel of the Fates, the final battle at the end, the pod racing, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor. There's some great moments in that film. Attack of the Clones, on the other hand, is a little bit harder to justify. I'm not a fan of that one as well. But yeah, Phantom Menaces does have a few bad things, like, "Are you an angel?" God, that is some bad script writing there. I can remember in an interview, Harrison Ford said that he said to George Lucas, "You can write this shit, but you can't say this shit." And geez, he did actually put it in that film. But it was his vision, unlike the sequel trilogy, which kind of isn't his vision at all. I'm looking forward to rewatching this in the cinema, as I've never seen a Star Wars film in the cinema. And whilst it's not the best Star Wars film, I wouldn't mind seeing this in the cinema. But for me, the best of the prequels is Revenge of the Sith. It is a fantastic film. A lot of people don't like it. I kind of don't know why, because it is pretty. It flies by at 2 hours. I remember I rewatched it loads of times as a kid, and I think it's one of the great. It's a really good tragic film. The ending is really, really depressing it is. And it really sets up A New Hope fantastically well. Andy says 25 years since Phantom came out, and I left the cinema going, what the fuck? What? Because you're so glad that you had a new Star Wars film, or because you weren't a fan of it? Probably not a fan of it. I definitely understand why, but it's not too bad. Darth Maul, what a character. So I said I went when it was re-released in 3D. The pod racing in 3D was epic. Wow. Yeah, for me, I've always had a love-hate relationship with pod racing. I do like it. I think the whole section's pretty cool, but I do feel like it went on for a little while. I can imagine in 3D it looked amazing. Did they ever release the Star Wars original trilogy and Star Wars prequel trilogy in 3D? I know they did the new ones in 3D. Shame if they haven't, because that could have been quite cool. The sound for the pod racing is next level. I still like Attack the Clones more. Wow. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. And there is some good sections in that film, I must admit. The Yoda Dooku fight, the introduction of General Grievous, Count Dooku as a whole, and some of the scenes with Anakin, like when he loses his mother, is pretty cool as well. But for me, there is a lot of fat that could have been trimmed off that film and some awful dialogue. But yeah, it's still not too bad. But I'm definitely glad that you enjoy it, mate. Sai says Rollerball is another recommendation. If you've not seen it, I do have the Arrow Blu-ray of that one with the late great James Caan. Isn't there like a remake as well with the rapper and it's absolutely awful. But I do want to watch Rollerball. I've heard some amazing things about it, and I do like James Caan as an actor. I think he's one of the best, and it was so sad when he passed away a couple of years ago. Andy says, I've heard about Saltburn. I will avoid it. Yeah, I like the film. I like the film, but I can see how a lot of people wouldn't like it. And I could see some people, especially if they went to go and see it, would walk out of cinema in a couple of scenes, especially that grave scene. I still don't get that. We've got Sai here saying the one thing you can say about Disney trilogy is it makes you appreciate the prequel trilogy. Absolutely. It really does show that those films had kind of grown better with age and looked with a more better view. It'll be interesting to see, like in like 20 years' time, will the sequel trilogy also be looked upon a little bit better? I think maybe The Last Jedi might. Maybe. I'm not certain. I do think The Force Awakens is a great film, but unfortunately it's been sullied by the later films. And obviously there's a whole new generation of fans who love the sequel trilogy who have been brought up on it and probably don't like the original trilogy, but hey. Be interesting to see how the current series of films are looked upon in the future. We've got Andy saying, have you seen Dial of Destiny, P? I still haven't seen it yet, avoiding it. I remember when it was announced, I was like, really, another one? I remember the trailer that came out just before Christmas 2022. I was like, it looks fine, but it's like Harrison Ford's way too old. And I did go to the cinema and see Dawn of Destiny, and it was rather... It was fine. I did a review of it. I think I gave it 2 out of 5. It was rather forgettable. I mean, with Mads Mikkelsen in it, they kind of made him a bit forgettable as well, which is a shame. Harrison Ford didn't want to be there. You could definitely tell. Few cool action scenes here and there, but yeah, I wasn't a fan. It's no surprise that it was a flop. They are doing an Indiana Jones game for the Xbox later this year, which actually does look really quite cool. So I cannot wait for that one. I heard it's coming to PlayStation as well. As for Dial of Destiny, I haven't picked up on Blu-ray. I probably won't. If I do, I'll pick up way down the line when it's super cheap. For me, I honestly prefer Crystal Skull to it. I have seen Crystal Skull a lot. I know my dad's favorite film is Crystal Skull out the series, and I suppose bar the ending and bar the reveal at the end and what's his name, Shia LaDouche. It's quite a faithful little Indiana Jones film, and it's still done by Spielberg and George Lucas. But for me, my favorite is The Last Crusade. I was never huge on Raiders. I never was a big fan of it as a kid. Do like Temple of Doom? I think that's pretty good, but for me, it was Last Crusade where it was all right. Fantastic film. I'm supposed Sai is saying about Dial of Destiny about avoiding it, and yeah, I would recommend avoiding it. There's nothing to be there. It's not good at all. Pete Slipknot fan says, "Have you seen Alone in the Dark from '82, starring Dwight Schwartz, Jack Palance, Martin Landau, and Donald Pleasance?" No, I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it before. It's definitely one that I would like to watch. I have played the game, which is, I gather, an entirely different thing before. I really did enjoy it. So, yeah, I would be up for it. I've heard some good things about it, and Donald Pleasance is always a delight. So, definitely one on the list. Again, thank you, Slipknot fan, for the recommendation. Andy says, I was 22-year-old when Phantom Menace came out. All my childhood was hoping for nothing we got. How old was I? I was 3 when it came out. I was 3 years old when Phantom Menace came out. Didn't see it until probably when I was 5, but again, I liked it, and like being brought up on it, it's okay. But yeah, I can imagine being a Star Wars fan, waiting all those years for that would have been a lot of disappointment. Minhaju says, Pete, will you be buying Wednesday series on Blu-ray? I think Nigel will be pleased to know that it's getting a physical treatment. Yes, I did see that it's getting a physical release, which is great to see by Netflix. They need to do it more often. A lot of money they could make out of it. Hopefully, Wednesday will be a success on Blu-ray. I think it will be. So we'll see some more Netflix stuff coming out on Blu-ray. So will I pick it up? Probably not. I haven't seen it, but I may give it a shot on Netflix. Got Sai here saying Rollerball remake is one of the worst remakes ever. It's got LL Cool J in it. Cool. Yeah, I've heard of that one. And also I've never listened to an LL Cool J song in all my life. Minhaji says, "Do you think Scream 7 will pick back up eventually? And when do you think we'll get Mortal Kombat 2?" Well, apparently Scream 7, they've got an announcement coming imminently. Heavy rumors are saying that they've got Neve Campbell back in it, so that's one good thing. I don't know what to make of the whole Scream 7 setup is. I think it's going to be a shadow over it with what's all going on there. And I think the only way that they can get that film forward if they bring Neve Campbell back, but I do think it should be the last one. As for Mortal Kombat 2, apparently they're shooting it right now, so we should probably get it late next year, summer next year, so bring it on. Really enjoyed that film. Andy says, Indiana Jones games are good. Even the Lego one was fun. Me and my son played them games years ago. Yeah, the Lego ones are super fun. I really enjoyed them. I'm surprised they didn't do a new Lego Indiana Jones for the new film that came out with all the other films on. But maybe that'll be one that they'll do a little bit later on. But I remember playing Indiana Jones and the Stopper Kings. That wasn't too bad on Wii. It was a bit clunky, but I had a fun time with it. Last question. Is Colin Baker a good Doctor Who? He's fine. He's fine. I know people who really do like him. I do think he's not my favourite Doctor. I don't like some of his attitude and mannerisms, but he ain't too bad. Compared to some of the recent Doctors we've had, Jodie Whittaker, he is okay, but that was a troubled era of Doctor Who as well. It seems like Doctor Who's always had these eras of like troubled with like low viewers and all that. Minhaju says, where's Hitch announcement for this month? I'm expecting a release date confirmed. Well, apparently it's nearly completed, or it is completed, and they're just finishing off the finishing touches. So maybe it will be coming in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully so. I don't know. I'd imagine it'll probably be released in April, May time. Minhaju says, have you seen Pete, Spider-Man No Way Home has its extended cut on Netflix. I may check that out, but I'm sure I'm not missing much. You're not missing much, I don't think, mate. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's not. You're not missing much there, mate. I've heard there's not a lot extra on it. I've read about the post-credit scene and what's included, and there's not a lot there, to be honest. So I'll just read up or watch the extra scenes on YouTube or somewhere else. I wouldn't watch the film again unless you really want to. We've got MB22 here saying long time, Pete. Hope you're well. Hey, MB22, hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you ever so much for joining. Great to see you here. Minhaju says, did you pick up Five Nights at Freddy's on Blu-ray, Pete? I did not, just maybe in the Salome do. I didn't mind the film. It's not great, but I had a fun time with it. I'll probably pick it up when it's like a fiver. Yeah, it's fine. And it's getting a sequel coming out Halloween this year, so a quick turnaround there. And the final comment of the night comes from MB22 saying something a bit different here, Pete. What's your Nintendo Switch recommendations? I know you play the Switch and just picked one up last week, late to the party, I know. Wow, you are in for a whole cornucopia amount of games there, mate. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a fantastic game. New Super Mario Brothers Wonders is a fantastic pick. Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Splatoon. There's some really good recent ones like Pikmin as well. There's a new Mario versus Donkey Kong coming out very soon. There's so many great releases. You've got Here's a great little one. So on the Nintendo eShop, it's only about £3.50. Pick up Vampire Survivors. It's a blast. I put about 30, 40 hours in that game, and it is so addicting. Such a simple gameplay concept that is so addicting. Dead Cells is another fantastic one. Cool. What else now? I did pick up the Ace Attorney trilogy. That's another fun game. There's so many great games on the Switch. It is hard to pick just a handful of them. Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime Remastered, Fire Emblem. Pretty much anything done by Nintendo is very good. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle and the sequel Sparks of Hope are very good. The Doom game's very good. I even picked up The Witcher 3 on Switch, and that runs fantastically. And the Sonic games are a very good shout as well. There's so many great games on the Switch. I'm going to do a video game haul coming probably at the end of the week or start of next week. Well, I've got probably about 30 Switch titles to show off and talk about. So be sure to check that one out, MB22, because there's plenty there. Some great games to talk about. So we got Sai here saying, no, Pete. It's good to have you back. Night, Sai. It's great to be back. Thank you ever so much for watching, mate. Really do appreciate it. The final comment here saying, Slipknot fan saying, see you, everyone. See you, mate. So thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching the stream tonight. It's nice to do a stream. It's been a long time, and I've really enjoyed it. Feel like I'm finding my feet again, like getting used to like the StreamYard stuff and that. But over the next couple of weeks, I will be starting to do some streams. Might be one next week, hopefully so, and I'll try and get a guest for it as well. And we'll get back to doing like a weekly or at least a fortnightly live stream and do it for about 2 to 3 hours. So yeah. Final comment of tonight. It's nice to have you back, Pete. You've been missed. Take care, my friend. Oh, thanks ever so much, Menhaju. I really do appreciate it. And you take care too, my friend. Again, to everybody watching this live or on playback, thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch the stream. I hope you really enjoy it. You have a great rest of the week and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon on another video. So take care, everyone, and night. Bye. Is it going to end? Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Wait a minute. It's working now. Bye.